see what I mean about driving right into it, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Certainly driving into this scenery very well. It is stunning, isn't it? Not every day you get to drive inside a crater.
No.
So this morning we're going to take a little walk down to Glen Helen Gorge. There's the river just there below us. We'll follow the path down and see what there is to see. The breeze is nice because it's keeping the flies away a bit. Only got about 50 on me.
So that's a Nullarbor, that's Simpson, that's a Kimberley.
So another club is touring around. This time it's the Trackmaster Club. And I'll just pan around so you can see some of them. They're all queued up here. They've just recently arrived, so we don't know whether they're coming for lunch or what. Or it might be very, very busy tonight. However, we are off to Goss's Bluff because the road, by all accounts, was too rough to take the van in yesterday. So we're going to go back there and have the view. Oh, lost my line. I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
Gravel road.
So I don't think the bitumen goes very far.
So interestingly, the Aboriginal story of the creation of this place
Yeah.
involves the falling to earth
Yeah.
of a baby in a sort of cradle sort of thing,
Oh yeah.
which the headpiece of the cradle struck the ground so hard that it broke all the rocks up and pushed them up.
Okay.
And the baby got buried in the middle.
Yeah.
And the Morning Star and the Evening Star, who were the mother and father of the baby,
Yeah.
are still looking for the baby.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's quite interesting because seeing it was created by a meteorite hit,
Yeah.
that story is sort of very in line with that.
I mean, it's highly, what do you say, mythological or...
Well, they wouldn't have been around when the meteorite hit.
Yeah.
They couldn't have been, because they would have been obliterated because it was a fairly big blast. It would have created quite a...
So it makes you wonder if the ancient or older Aboriginal people actually had a knowledge of the fact that it was a crater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And created
Somehow, and created the story to pass on.
Oh, it's interesting. Yeah.
It took 10 years for, all of our marvellous scientists to decide eventually what it was,
Oh, yeah.
right? Because they studied it extensively during the 50s, and it wasn't until the 60s that they decided what it was. And I'm just wondering if it was maybe actually satellite views that
Oh,
made up their mind.
okay. Yeah.
This is Goss's Bluff, which is an ancient meteorite crater. Really, really impressive. And very popular with the tourists. That little spot right in the middle was where I climbed to the top of for the previous view, and we're on a shorter hillock now. Once again, just enjoying the magnificent scenery here in Goss's Bluff. Along with the flies, they seem to enjoy it too. This park here tells the story of a massacre that took place here among rival Aborigine tribes. And this is why they asked nobody to camp here, because it's now what they call a sorry place. We're here at Tyler's Pass Lookout, which gives a great view of Goss Bluff in the distance there. Gives you an idea of the scale of it. It's about 5 kilometres across the inside. Other scenery, of course, in other directions from the lookout. Just the edge of the West MacDonald Ranges over here. We're quite close to the start of the West MacDonald Range National Park after we go through that magnificent windy road. Which will feature in a video no doubt soon. This is the Red Bank Gorge that we're looking at from the Red Bank Gorge Lookout, and panning across the ranges. The highest mountain we can see there is Mount Sonder, which is the 4th highest mountain in the MacDonald Ranges at 1,380 metres. So we're looking at Mount Sonder from this lookout near Mount Glen Helen Gorge, and it is the 4th highest mountain in the Northern Territory. I'm panning along some of the West MacDonald Ranges here, and we come to the 3rd highest mountain in the distance there. So Mount Giles at 1,389 metres in the centre of this shot is the 3rd highest, we presume, mountain in Northern Territory.
I like this sign.
Bad place for a sign. They're blocking the road. Place for a sign. Oh, Alice Springs just went -1. So we have left Glen Helen Gorge and heading for Alice Springs. along the Namatjira Way, and we will be looking at the West MacDonald Ranges from various angles all day today.
Having driven for all of 5 minutes out of Glen Helen Resort, here we are at Ormiston Gorge, and we're going to take the walk down to the waterhole, and hopefully we'll see some wildlife, although they can be fairly elusive, particularly when there's been other people around. But as you can see, this is a very civilised little path. It was also a sealed road all the way in, so we were happy to carry or tow the caravan in, and yeah, we shall see what we can see. There's Gail. That's the lookout up there.
On the other hand, over that side of the hill, shelter. Yeah, that's primitive camping.
These plastic poles must have all melted in
The fire,
the
yeah.
fire. They haven't burned up, but they're all just sort of flattened and funny little shapes and...
Yeah. Look like Salvador Dali's time box, don't they?
We've seen a fair bit of fire out here, though. I can't remember when they had those fires.
Yeah.
So we've come to the Ochre Pits, which are just around the corner, but this just gives you an idea of some of the devastation which has happened with the recent fires. Those hills right at the distance are all charred, and all around here is mostly charred except for a few trees have survived. And there are the Ochre Pits across there. We'll walk along those and get a better view of them in just a minute. So here are the Ochre Pits, which are more like ochre walls really, I suppose you could say. But the colours here are, as you can see, quite extraordinary and bright. Mix them with moisture, obviously become even more brilliant. But I'm not sure which colour of them is ochre. Also interesting that all of the strata which have been laid down horizontally, obviously many thousands of millions of years ago, have all been tipped up into a vertical format here at some stage. You see the many different colours where layer upon layer upon layer, as it were, has been laid down over different times. So this time we are walking into the Ellery Creek Big Hole, where people have been swimming and enjoying themselves. Probably go for a swim to get out of the flies. Anyway, we'll have a look at that when we get there in a moment. Oh, it's quite picturesque. The fire's been in here a bit too. And the water, we are informed, is freezing.
Drive, which we were on earlier, before we turned off to go up Glen Helen Gorge and all. Back on the Red Centre Way.
Welcome to Alice Springs. Good at the moment. Let me turn, we'll be turning left. What the little thing is on here. It says 25 pound place.
Right.
Yeah.
That must be their little service station there.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yep, Goss's Bluff, with me in the way.